This is what we're hearing, Joe. We're hearing that Tou Thao and J. Alexander Kueng are found guilty of those 2 counts against them.
So Tou Thao guilty of failing to intervene against Derek Chauvin, and Tou Thao guilty of depriving George Floyd of medical care, and J. Alexander Kueng, the rookie, failure to intervene against Derek Chauvin, guilty of depriving Floyd of medical care.
We haven't heard about Thomas Lane quite yet.
So, Joe, if those are 4 guilty counts, they took these 39 pages of jury instructions and all that evidence, and it didn't take them long to come to a decision.
It didn't. I'm surprised. They must have very much been convinced as to the guilt of those 2 individuals, because this is really fast. I mean, less than 2 days, basically. I'm surprised.
Joe, can you talk a little bit about, I know that you said, and Esme talked about it a bit too, that you said that the language is willfully is unusual.
Yes.
Okay, now we're just getting word right now. Our producer is telling us that Thomas Lane also found guilty of the charges against him.
And that was only 1 charge, and that was depriving Floyd of medical care. So in total, 5 charges against 3 officers, and all 5 charges guilty against all 3 officers. So guilty, all across the board, Joe, and done quickly.
Very quickly. I'm definitely surprised. You're right about the conventional wisdom. Definitely surprised. Do you know how they answered the jury verdict form? Because they had to answer yes or no as to whether or not the conduct, failing to intervene, caused or contributed to Mr. Floyd's death.
We don't, but Esme's standing by, and maybe we can go ahead and get that right now from here. So stay tuned, will you, Joe, because we want to come back to you.
Yes.
Let's go to Esme Murphy. Esme, are you there?
Well, a sweeping win for the prosecution here. All 3 of these defendants found guilty on all counts. And the answer to Joe Tamburino's question is that the answer was yes. In every single count, the jury found, for every single defendant, they found that yes, that deprivation of rights contributed to George Floyd's death. What that means is that the sentences here will be much stiffer because they led to George Floyd's death. They could have said that it did not lead to George Floyd's death, which should have been a much lesser sentence. But this is a sweeping statement against, police actions and the requirement that all police need to be accountable, not only for their own actions, but for the actions of others. I mean, I think this trial really is going to go down really as a landmark in saying that. And there were a lot of people who really wondered, would the 2 rookies, 3rd and 4th day on the job, J. Alexander Kueng and Thomas Lane, would they get convicted of this? What would anybody have done on their 3rd or 4th day of the job, being told what to do by a 19-year veteran in Derek Chauvin? So this is quite the verdict, and I think a lot of people will find it stunning and surprising. And again, the jury makeup. This is an all-white jury from very conservative areas of the state of Minnesota, but they sent a message here. They said basically, police officers have a job and they have a duty to make sure that all of us are safe when they are in their care, that if you are arrested, you are in their care and you are responsible for them. And that message is loud and clear from this jury. But the answer to Joe's question about all the questions, did this contribute to George Floyd's death? The answer was yes on every count for every defendant.
And Esme, were the defendants in the courtroom, and did you see a reaction from them, or did they have a reaction at all if they were there?
I was down here in the courtroom. I've not seen any reaction. I have to imagine this is going to be a surprise, because I think that there was sort of a widespread belief amongst many reporters, some observers, that the case, especially against Thomas Lane, who asked twice if George Floyd could be rolled over, who did chest compressions on Floyd when he was in the ambulance, when, of course, it was way too late, that there might be a chance that he would be acquitted. He was not, and his actions were also found to be responsible for the death. And again, basically, I think this is a rewriting of what the police have to do and are required to do. That if you see somebody, it's not what these officers did, it's what they didn't do. They were convicted of what they didn't do. Derek Chauvin was convicted on state trial of what he did do. And that's a big difference. And I think that the jury has said, it's their responsibility to make sure everything comes out all right. Really quite a statement here from this jury.